We have developed speed. We have yet absolutely machine that lives among us. We think too money. More the machinery. We need humanity. We know the air is unfit to bring one. The ways of us will be. We know the ways of man. Ways of man. The crazy Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully I sound okay because I'm really, all right, first of all, weird morning. Okay. So it wasn't, are we okay now? Guys, Bueller, let me know in the comments. Oh, what was going on? And again, I apologize. Hopefully all these tech issues are not going to be there in the new studio. I certainly wasn't going to try to start with tech issues. Okay. So I thought, and so I didn't realize this. Obviously, I've had a lot going on, but RVM is down today. They're having some technical work done. They're going to shut down power over at the building. So is audio off? He's on. It wasn't LSD. I guess I'm going to have to re-listen to it because it sounds fine on my end. But what happened was the Joe Biden voice mod was on in real time. And that's one of the issues with his software recently. Thanks, Lord. I liked the voice mod. I liked voice mod. It's got a lot of fun things. We get to go, I make a mistake, right? And everybody gets to cheer when I yeah. But what happened to voice? Is it still messed up? Jesus.
How about now? So am I on or not? Hold on. I'm going to turn it on and then I'm going to turn it off.
Now it's on.
Now it's off. Is it off? Are we off? Fine now. So, getting back to the idea. Yeah, I know. Like it's crazy. Anyway, I didn't have a producer today. So I got a text. I didn't realize they sent me an email on Halloween during the middle of the afternoon when I was running around and then grabbing kids and I'm still moving back and forth and I will be for the next month or so. Good. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah, I guess I will have to rewatch it afterwards. They're running a replay over at RVM. So I didn't realize that. They told us that on Halloween midday. Again, I've been super busy. Then, just rolling into Wednesday, doing the hour. You got to understand, I also I record 2 other shows on Wednesday. In fact, today's the day that I don't record my other show. So honestly, I would have slept in. You wouldn't even have gotten this show. But what we are going to do, since I do have some videos queued up and some stories I want to talk about, and we already messed up a little bit, hopefully again in the new place, man, that voice mod is a problem if it's just starting on my Steam Deck. But who is it? Krista, when we link up on Skype, I guess I could also just put some headphones on and listen to it in the beginning, but she lets me know if it sounds weird. I'm glad everybody had a good time. I'm glad we're not on any time constraint. I don't even know if we're going to do an hour this morning, quite frankly, because I'd like to do a mixed martial mindset tonight with John Fitch. No guarantees there. His schedule has to be open, but he's certainly going to get a DM from me, especially in light of the fact that, ever since I've been doing the show with John, he has advocated for fighter pay. Okay, and by the way, that does kind of get into Disney and its monopoly. I mean, dude, forget about it. Now, it already owned 2/3 of Hulu, but it's about to buy out Comcast for that other third. Part of the Disney package is ESPN, obviously. That's their sport. I mean, it owns everything at this point. It owns The Simpsons. It owns the Star Wars franchise. I mean, when you look at how Disney, even pre-Central Intelligence Agency, was integral in military efforts and worked side by side the government, so much so that really the Central Intelligence Agency helped them buy up land cheap down in Florida to further build the Disney World and Disneyland empires. Okay? Now, of course, Disney is global. So, yeah, we are going to do an AMA. Obviously, we'll get past all the questions and comments about the weird Joey B audio, but ESPN has a large stake in the UFC, which is, not only is it one of the largest sports now being watched globally, which it is, undoubtedly. Now, ESPN doesn't have global deals, by the way. Other networks out there, for instance, it looks like BT Sport out in Europe, the United Kingdom, etc., has now become TNT Sports. So it seems like TNT has the market there. And yes, it is that TNT. It's the same exact logo. So it's here, but we're the biggest market. We pay the most for pay-per-views. We also have to pay a fee of $11 or $12 just to watch certain fights. Okay? So in other words, you could have a cable package, but ESPN doesn't necessarily run every single UFC event on anything but ESPN Plus. And in order to buy a pay-per-view, you have to have ESPN Plus, which just raised their price to $11.99. Up until a month ago, $11.99 was the full package still for Hulu and Disney with ads plus ESPN. I never go with any full packages because I don't watch that crap. And I just don't. Now, I'm considering it just because it's $1 more, and I got my nieces with me now, and they'll probably watch it. I can't watch that crap. It's so awful. I mean, it's gotten bad, guys. It's gotten really, really bad, but it is the narrative management. Seriously, it's the day-to-day narrative management. That's exactly what it is. And how nobody's calling this out. Like, how does Disney just get to keep buying everything? If you watched my review of the Panderverse recently, you'll know that there was a huge criticism on Disney and like the regurgitation and pandering of these stories again and again and again. Kathleen Kennedy is heavily featured, and Bob Iger is also in it a bunch. But the mouse is going nowheres. The mouse is just continually dominating. Dominating as we walk into World War III. What a third world war would mean for investors. Global conflicts have a habit of sneaking up on money managers. Oh yeah, they just sneak right up on them. Let me explain what it does for investors. It makes them a bunch of money and it encourages them to keep waging war. That's what it does. It's also interesting because I'm supposed to be on the Drew Berquist show today. And now I got to text Drew, see if he's doing his show, see if we're doing the show together. Maybe we are going to postpone it now. I guess this came up out of nowhere with a side of Johnny Nonsense. So who knows? Who knows? I know how the technical issues can be. That's so weird. I wonder what did the intro must have sounded awful. The intro must have sounded terrible. Yeesh. Yikes. So this is Bad News Brown. And you know what? I think we'll speed through, because I didn't have a bunch going on other than these clips. And I was actually going to do an AMA probably anyway. And then a half an hour before the show, I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. So I want to show you just 2 short clips. And to me, these really aren't political. These are human clips. I am unapologetically a guy who wants to see a ceasefire in Israel, in Palestine. I want the carpet bombing to stop. I want the escalation to stop. I want the U.S. troops out of there. Now that we know that special forces are on the ground by the dozens of units, not only dozens of units, it was revealed special forces was conducting exercises, scheduled training in Israel on October 7th, the day it happened. Let that sink in. Now, I don't know that there's anything nefarious to that, but something that kind of just gets slipped in there. Just slipped in there. We'll see where that goes. Just slippity, slappity, slippins. Oh, all right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Jewish. Yeah, this is the one right here. So first, let's start right here. So this is just a Palestinian who is happy that there are people. Because listen, there are a lot of people inside of Israel that already didn't like Netanyahu and the regime. There's inner turmoil that happens. It's not like it's just the same thing when I hear China, China, China. It's like there's a lot of people in China. I'm sure not everybody's just lockstep of what's going on. I'm sure there's some diverse opinions in the 1.2 billion people over there. Just call me kooky. So this is just a Palestinian thanking and hugging Jewish protesters of the war. And those are Jewish people that are anti, quote unquote, Zionism, which now some people, if you are, and by the way, again, it's just such a loaded term. I don't endorse any political system outright at all. All should be held accountable. And so what you got here are protesters, Jewish protesters against this war, and this is how they're being treated in Israel. I want you to watch. So there you go. And by the way, I could play you some really graphic stuff. A lot of stuff showing up in my feed I really don't want to play. I don't like. Keeps me up at night. Look, again, I want peace. And I want reality. I'm not here telling everybody I have the solution to every little problem in the world. But I tell you what, lies don't make friends, and neither do carpet bombs. Carpet bombs, they create a lot of tension. They create a lot of people get upset, when you kill their friends and their family, destroy their homes and their livelihoods, entrap them in an open air prison. They don't like it. Just shocking, I know. I've got a Rand Paul clip with Christopher Wray showing you that all this censorship is still taking place and the FBI is still in lockstep with big tech, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to get to that as well. We are going to get to your questions and comments. Again, I apologize for the Biden voice. I just can't wait to go watch the beginning again. Biden is heckled by rabbi at Minneapolis fundraiser who demands ceasefire now, then takes credit for tempering Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu and calls for a pause. Listen, Biden doesn't know where he is.
Mr. President, if you care about Jewish people as a rabbi, I need you to call for a ceasefire right now.
No, we want people dead. No. Listen, Joe Biden doesn't run nothing. Joe Biden don't run a thing. Joe Biden makes no decisions. Decisions are made for Joe Biden. Joe Biden shows up, tries to read things, and signs things. That's it. Joe Biden don't run nothing. Joe Biden's days of being Joey B. the gangster are long gone. And he's not the Don or the Godfather. He's the front man. There was a time where Joe Biden was sneaky and good at what. Look at what he did to Flynn. Look at what he did to. He's like Logan Act. Joe Biden. You say a lot of things about Joe Biden. When his brain was there, he knew how to screw people over. He knew how to create false narratives. The Logan Act, Joe Biden. Yow. I mean, that alone might have pushed him over the top to be like, you know what? That's our poopy pants puppet. He came up with some good stuff. He was a really good criminal for us during that time period. Normally, I'd be queuing up a break right now. I do have it in the thing that, we've got ads, but I guess since this is going to be a truncated episode anyway, we'll just do, they say you can do reads anyway. Who knows if they'll end up using this on a rebroadcast or whatever. redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. Last week we got one in. They just replayed the Harrison Smith. I'm probably at 2-3 months behind on reposting those myself, which I need to do. I'm weeks behind reposting my daily Making Sense of the Madness show, which I just last week had some banger guests. I mean, this week, I had we did the Assange review yesterday. Well, I had the writer-director on, Kim Staten. It's not even out yet, by the way, The Trust Fall. So they're trying to get that out in December, and I would encourage everybody to see that. But great conversation with him. JP Sears spent an hour with me. Great conversation with JP. And look, he does a wonderful job with comedy. We always like that. Who else did we get? Finally talked to Boone Cutler, Nick Searcy, who is in the Dinesh D'Souza film, veteran character actor and a documentary filmmaker himself. So I'm really having fun with that show as well. More of an interview show. The interviews I do for this show, they're a little looser. Okay, I'm not in the suit. I can curse. I can all. What I also like about the interviews on this show, more than that, is that I'm able to just bring up whatever we can do it semi-live. Bring up the news article, grab everything. I produce my own show, and that's huge for me, man. That's just such a advantage in my eyes. That in real time you can show somebody something and not necessarily just have it queued up and go to your producer. In fact, for this new studio, what I really like about the new room is that I just ordered some pro audio foam. That should be coming, I believe, tomorrow. Now, along with the pro audio foam, I'm considering the green screen pull up or the pull down. My buddy has a pull down one. I really like it. I want it to be wide, but I'm going to go over there today and I'm just going to try the cloth and see if I can really pin the cloth everywhere where I need to, because the cloth honestly does just about the same thing if you get it right. And maybe I'll get one of those things for the road, or I actually have a second studio option right next to me where a guest can sit down. We get a nice shot of my guest. And I could put a pop-up green screen there, or I could build sort of a set behind there as well. Now, with the pop-up green screen, I could also build a set behind me which would be cool, and then just stick the pop-up green screen in front of it. That's also a possibility. So a lot of different things to think about. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but we got to figure those things out by Monday, because Monday we're going to be broadcasting from the new place. And it's so funny, man. Like, so I have MetroNet 99% of the time. It's up, it's running. I love the service. I'm not going to lie. A gig up, a gig down, right around $100 a month. And that's value in 2023. Okay. And it allows me to do this thing right now where we're streaming 3 ways out. I'm moving. They wouldn't let me double over, because that's why we're not there. Everything else let me just like double over. It wasn't even a big deal. Okay. Now, I went in and they said it was going to be a $40 fee to move, but I have to bring the equipment over. Now, I'm thinking to myself, wait, I'm bringing the equipment over. I don't even need the other guy that they want to charge me the $40 to set up, because I can plug it in. I'm going to unplug it anyway. I mean, someone without computer knowledge should be able to do that, but obviously I can do that with computer knowledge. So I went into the one office in the area that's close. And, you know, usually in an office, you got at least a queue line and like people working there. You know, people working there is key. Instead, I walk in, there's one woman in there and she's on the line with somebody talking about cable packages. There's nobody else in this room. There's another desk. It's like a sit down thing. There's no like stand up desk, nothing. I'm just like, this is it. There's no customer service anymore. They got you. Like, again, South Park, brilliant. Brilliant. And do you remember the cable company with the nipples? Oh, I'm sorry. And they just rub their nipples front. Brilliant. That's what you get, nipple rubbing. That's it. It's kind of customer service that's out there. All right. I'm going to go to this clip of Rand Paul calling out Christopher Wray for still censoring your ass on social media. Duh. No kidding. Really? Oh, wow. You know, and about halfway through the Muskernuts Rogan episode, and he's making some bold claims that they don't we're the only platform that doesn't censor, and, you know, everybody else is Pravda, but I don't necessarily buy that either. You know, I'm sorry. Just don't buy it. Sorry, Musk. I see all the same kind of shadow bannings. For you to say that you don't have intelligence officers in there, you're just censorship light compared to everybody else. And free speech should be the bar, and no one's even reaching that bar at this point. I want to say that. So here we go. Rand Paul giving it to Chris Wray.
Is the FBI still meeting with social media companies?
We're having some interaction with social media companies, but all of those interactions have changed fundamentally in the wake of the court's rulings.
That's sort of an acknowledgement that perhaps you weren't just talking about national security, child pornography, and human trafficking, right? You had other areas of discussion that did involve constitutionally protected speech.
No, that's not an acknowledgement of
Well,
that.
then how did you change your behavior?
Out of an abundance of caution, in order to make sure that we don't run afoul of any court ruling. I would say, by the way, of course, that the injunction has been stayed by the Supreme Court.
Did anybody from the FBI ever discuss constitutionally protected speech with social media organizations?
Not to my understanding.
Vaccine efficacy, never discussed any post concerning vaccine efficacy?
Well, certainly not, because to my understanding, as you know, the FBI was the first and for a long time the only agency in the intelligence community to assess that the COVID origin was most likely.
Whoop! I don't even know if I can play that on YouTube right now. Now this is a clip Forbes puts out from YouTube. I just thought of. I don't listen. I just took my open air re-education quiz on air that they're supposed to take away my warning for mixed martial mindset. Look, we're just going to stop it there. We're going to go to your questions and comments. and maybe I'll play this on Mixed Martial Mindset tonight in the uncensored portion. Can't even say. And this is crazy to me because this is a conversation again between a senator and Christopher Wray. You would think I could probably talk about the origins now. I don't know that I can. They've already said the V word. That's no bueno. You know, it's I'm not even going to do it. We're going to start talking to you guys. Okay. I'm on LSD, Joey Bermas. Let's see. Sounds like the Joe Biden voice. It is the Joe Biden voice when we were there. Sounds good. Back to normal. Great. Thank you, Adam. There's my brother in there. That was funny AF. Rewatch it after. Great. Good. It's good now. I'm glad everybody's there. Yeah, we're doing the AMA. We're doing a truncated broadcast here. Again, redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. You want to support the broadcast. That's how you do it. If you enjoy the show. By the way, who went to the second hour yesterday and watched the Dark Overlord pieces I put out there that didn't know about it? We did the Assange thing, but boy, man, looking back at those Dark Overlord pieces, they're really important. Like, why am I the only one going through those documents? Seriously. Like, I'm not saying I'm inept, but am I the most qualified person to go through all those documents? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There are other people out there that would be able to go through those documents and see things and make connections that I just would not be able to make. It's just real. I'm a human being. Gosh darn it. All right, let's continue down through. UFC is going to lose money with Bud Light. That's the big controversy. But the bigger thing is this Ali Act, the lawsuit, fighters' pay. Look, Ngannou made more money boxing and quite frankly almost beat Tyson Fury. I actually had the score Tyson Fury by 1. I had it going in tied in the last round. Winner of the last round took it, and Ngannou didn't take it from him. And look, here's the thing. Certainly deserves a rematch, but at the same time, it wasn't even for the title. And how much damage did Ngannou take in that fight compared to others? Give me a break. I mean, is it even close? Go watch his MMA fights. Now, don't get me wrong. He got a lot of people out of there quick. MMA is a different animal, man. It's not like he just knocked everybody out on the way up. He developed that skill. And again, that skill was on display by knocking Fury down early in the fight. Putting it out there, guys. Putting it out there. All right, let's continue on. I ran into a Mighty Mouse fan at a Filipino bakery. Oh, wow, that jumped down. Let's see. Mouse flu. There we go. Here we go. Shadow people. Don't know what that means. Invest in the rubble. We're talking about the WW3. Bechtel is happy AF. South Park did the pandemic special. Good as well. Yeah, it was pretty fun. They did, that was fun because it was a bat and it was a pangolin and a lot of China taste in there. A whole lot of China in your mouth. And China had already banned them basically for their Disney episode and their pandering. And it makes a good point even then. Again, South Park on point. Mickey Mouse out there is this, do we own them? Basically saying to do we own the South Park characters? But they sure owned Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. You must pick a side. I'm not picking any sides. I think a majority wants to see peace in Israel and the Middle East. Of course we do. Of course. Dr. Gabe Meat has come out and said Israel is worse than Hamas. I don't know who that is. And I'm not saying anybody's worse than anybody. I'm saying we need to stop killing everybody and escalating violence. That's not okay. Death sucks. Death showers suck. Chickens for KFC. I woke up from a nightmare. My daughter and I were in Gaza. That is Let's see. And they're talking about, Carlos is talking about the protesters we just saw. All politricks and their politics ought to be sued for RICO. Don't know what that means. Katie, our skies could be like that one false flag. I have dreams too. Yikes. Let's hope not. Let's hope we never have that kind of thing in the United States, which is a vastly different setup and geographically so much different than that very small region in the Middle East. Just want to point that out too. Would take punches over bullets and bombs any day. Let's see. The secular Jew who says God gave them the land. WTF. Let's see. I don't know what Agaratha is. We want peace. Stop the cycle of hate. It's ungodly, Johnny, unless you want peace and not peace. I see what you did there, Art. Steal their land, which most cultures reverse as motherland. They aren't ever going to be friends. I don't necessarily think that the situation could possibly make allies of those people, right? Again, when you have a region that is being taken over piece by piece, and in that region, the vast majority of the people know are warfare, have never been able to elect anybody. There's not even even with, elections, etc., and rigging there, you don't even have that illusion. You don't have a way out or an airport or a border you can go to. That's rough stuff. That is rough stuff. It's not easy to deal with. Again, I was talking about Assange yesterday, and Assange, where essentially, you know that bombs aren't going to drop on the embassy. You still don't even want to be in that situation. And don't get me wrong. I mean, did they make it worse? Yeah. Belmarsh, not a happy, fun time. Okay. Let's see. Black magic tricks by Bibby this week. Bibby is weak. I don't know about any of that. Wasn't Israel supposed to be in Africa? Again, historically, I'm not even saying that the Israel that was taken is the historical Israel of the Bible. I'm not even saying the historical representation of Israel in the Bible is accurate. I don't know. I always say it like this. I don't know. It's stuff that was written down a long time ago, interpreted, reinterpreted, rewritten, stuff in another language, in another culture that I don't know and I don't understand, and I'm humble enough to say, I don't know. No clue. Okay? No clue. Let's see. So what? Or South America, so-called leader of the so-called free world. Yeah, oh, come on. Joe Biden, so-called indeed. What did we expect from a literal death cult? The Musker nuts and Joe Rogan in that podcast, rather early on, Musk does say a few things that are pretty profound. Number one, and that the extinctionists, the people that really are into the mega environmentalism, they are a death cult, which they are. And even Rogan coming around to that is huge. Let's not dismiss that. So Rogan too is calling them a death cult. But so far, the other most profound thing that I agree with the Musker do on is he acknowledges human beings are not the problem, and the Earth could easily handle a massive more capacity. Not, another billion or 2 billion, 10 times the human capacity, 80 billion people. Let that sink in for a minute. That is nowhere near what you are told by the mainstream or the main line. We'll all choke to death on the air and the carbon and the nitrogen. It's also interesting he talks about the nitrogen intake of human beings, and now how you're seeing this cult, if you will, trying to regulate nitrogen more and more and more. Just something I'm pointing out. That's all. Just something checking out. Let's keep going down the line. The more you know. Agreed. Check out the documentaries. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. I think all of them are important, and all of them are stuff that I would love for you to share with others. Send out the links and say, hey, check this out. See what you think of it. You may not agree with all of it, but hey, check it out. Let's see. Stolen elections have consequences. Sometimes, sometimes not. Well, I mean, they always have consequences. But whether they're good or bad, or their accountability, or their corruption, that all depends. Okay? Let's see. Yikes. Good old Jesuit Joe. Please like, share, and sub. T-Lab had big issues on live last night. Did he really? That's interesting. If there is only now, time is an illusion. I mean, I'm sure he didn't have Joe Biden voice mod problems, right? Joe Biden voice mod problems. Like, again, it used to come right up on Steam. It used to light up, or the Stream Deck used to light right up for me on this bad boy. Oh, and of course, I just spilled my coffee all over. That's awesome. That's what I wanted to do, guys. Let me tell you, live on air, I wanted to spill the coffee on the mat that I was going to take over in 2 days. Whatever, this mat is actually pretty good. One of these big ones. Oh, he's just lovely. Lovely. Good job, Jason. Anyway, used to light up, used to be easy. Didn't have all these issues. But we're on the Forrest Gump broadcast today. Forrest Gump's Paramount, so I don't think Disney owns that yet. I don't think the mouse owns it yet. Here, let's bring that right back up. And we're back to it. We're back in the mix. Oh, boy. All right, let's keep going down the line. Time is not an illusion. It's an idea. Are you sure it's not a flat circle, McConaughey style? Musker nuts. Haha, only you. Well, I mean, that's his name, isn't it? Free speech is an illusion. I don't know. If we have free will, free speech is not an illusion. Is Christopher Wray under oath? Ha ha ha. Of course he is. Whoa, there's another big jump. There's another big jump. There we go. Okay. Made in China, outsourced from the USA. What's safe and effective? We need pre-education. No audio. No, we got audio. We got audio. Ray is a known perjurer, so WTF is he doing? Hi. Do it live. Thanks, Katie. They got people on board with the TSA and the 1984 nightmare, so whatever they have planned next, the sheep will follow. Trump pardoned criminals and not Snowden. He pardoned Kodak Black. And there's allegations of $2 million buy-ins for the pardons. Christopher Raymond says, you're a dope human being. Thank you, big guy. Cheers. Agreed, fighters' pay is ridiculous, and Dana is going to get his karma. It's not just Dana. It's WME. It's WME Entertainment. It's Disney. It's ESPN. Right? There's a lot going on with that UFC thing. And look, they deserve better pay at some echelon. There has to be some kind of new construct. And really, if you open it up with the Ali Act, the sky's the limit for fighters and other promotions to come in. Despite the fact that Bellator was just sold to the PFL, they're saying they're going to run it for 2 more years. I guess we'll see. A lot of those things get said, and then who knows? I don't know that the PFL would want to just absorb them, though, because it's not like they have huge marketable names. They have some of the best fighters in the world. Eblin, Asmoff. Man, they got a lot of guys, actually. I mean, a lot of their guys would absolutely beat the UFC guys. A lot of people coming up over there. Fury 7-3 rounds. Yeah, but you had the 10-8 round. I don't know that I had it that way. I think it was... Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was 7-3, Carlos, afterwards. Yeah, I think that's what works out. Not your... Yeah, I hear you. It's not everybody's interest, but I love it. But it also shows you, that I was talking about Target and Bud Light and saying, yeah, they might have got a hit, but they're going nowhere. And deals like that with the UFC show, they're going nowhere. They're going to be around. Milk and Honey. Codex, if Tyson won that fight, I'm a monkey's uncle. I think he won that fight. I agree with whoever thought that. Mate is he's the father of Aaron Mate? I see. Death is no bueno. Bravo, JB. How do we make the war profiteers stop? You can hold them accountable for their war crimes. But no one's getting jail time in a boardroom at Lockheed Martin or Raytheon. Know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Yeah, we have to settle for chemtrails. If I could hack systems, I'll gladly spend the rest of my life in prison if I could stop the bombs. Definitely want to stop them bombs. Let's see. After WW3, a nuclear winter, I want to be reincarnated in Emperor Penguin. Don't know what that means. When are you doing InfoWars again? Jones was threatening to quit yesterday. I have no idea. They pretty much got a set bunch of hosts for the fourth hour. I haven't been. I was going back and forth with Dew the other day about the Zbigniew Brzezinski killing 1 million people being infinitely easier than controlling 1 million people clip. I did hear him talking about that. He talks about that all the time. I don't think Jones is going anywhere, hopefully. If anything did happen to Jones, honestly, that's a large void for the information, right? But at the same time, we know that things just push on. I think Jones is a different animal, right? Like you look at the passing of Rush Limbaugh, and who did they give that show to? I know they gave the spot to like Bongino, but like Bongino's got a decent base audience. But again, that's much more right and left. I do like Bongino in Police State. I do like Bongino talking about the Great Reset, etc. But I don't know necessarily his stance on this Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I think they're kind of still locked in boxes. Jones, although he's flavors of the right, he's just different than anything else. I suppose that Stu Peters has a large following. However, I see a lot of like super inaccurate stuff coming out from Stu. A lot with the Damar Hamlin thing. You got to have some semblance of discernment. And number one, and the next thing is, I've talked about it a lot. I would never want to have that level of fame at all, ever, for any reason, really. Like, that's not a comfortable level of fame where you're literally recognized anywhere in public, especially in the United States. Like, maybe you get a break if you go somewhere sort of globally and are just kind of like in the mix. But here in the U.S., I mean, where can Alex Jones go where he wouldn't be recognized? So that sounds like my greatest nightmare. Just not fun at all. So who knows? Anytime they ask me to do something, I'd be happy to do it. I think I'm happy that platform is still around. Talking about freedom of speech, the Muskernuts, X, Twitter, the whole nine. All those guys, Owen Schroyer, who's now right now serving out those 60 days, they should all have their original accounts back. Just saying. It's ridiculous they don't have their original accounts. And Musk is claiming free speech. They always say follow the money. Usually leads, yikes, I don't say that. Just saying, I don't think Ye was right, and I don't think that's true. Like, I think listen, that's the dumbest thing ever. Okay? There's not a club. Guys, there are competing factions of political, religious, and business entities. That's it. And they overlap and they undercut each other. And that's the reality. Look, if you don't think, for instance, okay, when we're talking about the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight, and they all got the sustainability symbol. Tyson Fury's wearing the sustainable. Now, Tyson Fury has said some things that, you'd think that he's kind of politically aware, right? the whole globalist sustainable development goals symbol, that's the Saudi Arabian royal family. Very much part of the agenda. The UAE is part of the agenda. The line is part of the agenda. They got plenty of scratch. You want to follow the money. Plenty of scratch, plenty of power. These are competing factions, everybody. Competing factions. Monatomic silver powder. I don't know what that means. Do you know about the new canal that's going through Gaza, circumventing the Suez Canal, and the new lithium deposit found in Iran? War is all about commerce. I'm sure that could be part of what's going on right now. Has Bechtel given the bid for paving Gaza? My bad. They get no bid. Plus 10%. Yikes. Uganda was offered before Israel. Interesting. Is that true in the post-World War II days? I have to look into that. Look at the map for Greater Israel. Let's see, glitched exactly 100%. Wars are bad, I agree. Someone drop a like. I don't want to make, can we get 100 likes on this one? On all the platforms? Ooh, we got another jump. Got another jump. Here we go. Jason, what about Shahid Bolson Middle Nation channel? Advice to Israeli people. Haven't seen it. Argotha Temple, I'm not sure what that means. This. Rogan's $200 million speak to his point of view. He sees the life of Riley. He's waking up a lot, man. Only if they don't want to live like Americans, consumptive consumerism. We're being sprayed FM sky with synthetic biology, nanotechnology. Look, alls I know is they be spraying something. And the evidence points to heavy metals, amongst other things. Just saying. Just saw a video of a scientist who made a machine to suck carbon out of the air. Awesome! Let's mess with the life force of the planet. No thanks. Coffee police on their way. Hey-oh. Our empire is crumbling. I spilled my coffee ashtray 5 minutes ago. No good. No, but drop stream 3 to 4 times. I don't think I've dropped the stream yet. Not having the greatest morning, LOL. Why don't you have call-ins, Jason? Configuring call-ins can be a straightforward process. Well, Brock, I would like call-ins through the Red Voice Media. We've even discussed doing the 3rd hour live if we could get that going. So it's certainly something I would look forward to. I want to do call-ins. I want to hear from the audience. I think that's a fun thing to do on these talk shows. I obviously like interacting with my audience because without you guys, this doesn't happen. I don't have a show on Red Voice Media. Okay? So thank you, redvoicemedia.com/uncensored if you want to be a contributor. But these shows are fun to do every now and then. You know, once every week or two, going down the line, talking to you guys about different subjects can be really fun. Are biofield and body hacked by AI medical systems using humans as a wireless antenna? There's certainly some patents out there. That's all I know. Do we have troops in Gaza? We definitely have troops in the mix in the Middle East. We have special forces. We read it yesterday. Michael Tracy. It is not. It's no longer. Like I said, that's not speculation. Special forces, United States military is there right now conducting operations, supposedly getting hostages, and at least one unit was there on October 7th when everything went down. Okay? You get it? Let's see. Astra, they proved control of mammals using external waves after incorporating weaponized ferritin nanoparticles. I don't doubt it. Let's see. Healthcare as well. These guys need it. Yeah, for the UFC. Laugh if you must, but wrestling is more fun than the UFC. Oh, no. Not to this guy. Let's see. Oh, another jump. Another jump. Let's see. What do we got here? There we go. Sabrina Wallace, healthcare needs it. If corporations are people, then why are they not jailed? Remember the Robin Williams movie where he played a robot which wanted to be human? Do you remember that? Whatever happened to Steve Pachenik? blockchain ballot. That was ridiculous, huh? That was ridiculous, wasn't it? I warned people about that wasn't real. Oh, they're watermarked on the blockchain. The Trump card will be played. Everything's fine. Trust the plan. Jones isn't truth. He's agrotainment. Tells a lot of truth. You might not like his approach. I don't agree with everything. I certainly will never play the religious angle in the manner that he does in that regard, right? But, to each his own. Both Trump and Alex are unwilling traitors, I think. I disagree. They're far from perfect human beings, but I do not agree. Listen, I'm not saying Trump gives me a voice, but certainly his advocates give me a voice, right? And Alex Jones mentored me at one point and still allows my voice to get out there. They gave me a my band.video channel. Let's go check it out right now. Honestly, gets, more views on it than cumulatively than any of the other platforms out there. So Jones has literally built a platform that gets my voice out there. Just saying. I wonder how many tunnels Musk has dug for the DOD. Plenty-o tunnel. Plenty-o tunnels. Plenty of tunnels. Morning, everybody. Hey, JC. There's Jesuit, but not a... I don't think that. Listen, again, when we talk about Jesuits and people at the top there, of course, inside the Vatican, there are people in the power structure. Whether they have sacred knowledge, they certainly have power within the Vatican. Again, just like London and the Rothschilds basically have their own nation that's untouchable right in the middle of it, right? With its own rules and laws in the banking system. That's power. Vatican City is absolutely power. 100%. And what did I say? I said religious factions. I said political factions. I said corporate factions, business factions. And when you're talking about those religious factions and money and power and narratives, often it's part of the corporate factions as well. How's that? Again, I think there's big time competitions at the top. Just saying. Always have. Let's see. It's a corporate battle and humanity is caught between them all. Nazis were allowed to do what they did to people because of high-arching Jewish people selling out the rest. Even Hitler was... whether Hitler was part Jewish or not, maybe. If you look at Rothschild, again, when I hear Jewish, are we talking religious Jews? Because anybody's supposed to be able to convert to that. And then when you want to talk about some kind of ethnicity, you have the Ashkenazi versus the Khazarian issue. Then you have the issue of whether it's on the mother's or the father's side, etc. And if I look at somebody like a Rothschild, okay, and you're looking at literally the robber baron predator class, what kind of Jewish are we talking about? And somebody like the Rothschilds obviously going to work with non-Jewish entities throughout. I remember all the way back in, it had to be 2012, when Rockefeller and Rothschild banking interests merged even further. In fact, let's bring that up. Let's do it live. We will do it live right now.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Merge. Bam, 2012, right on the nose, Jason. Right on the nose. 11 years ago. Where the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds make a deal. May of 2012. It was right around Bilderberg at that time, I remember. Rothschilds buy into Rockefeller's wealth business. So, those in some regards are competing factions that come together and work with one another. That's just how it works. All right, we're going to do a little bit more. And like I said, maybe tonight we get a second hour in live with John Fitch. We'll see. Let's see. It's a corporate battle. We did that one. It's a globalist transhuman agenda for full spectrum dominance. Money talks, especially here in the West, our entire society is founded on consumerism and the fallacy of having money equals a good leader. Money, 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 money. Thumbs up, subscribe, and share, everybody. And if you want to send me a little bit of love, buy me a coffee. You want to support this network, redvoicemedia.com. You can do so, redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. Make sure you're also checking us out across the board on social media. Let's get the thumbs up, subscribe, and share on all platforms. Again, the mainstream platforms, YouTube in particular. Tough nuts right now. Tough nuggets, if you will. Let's see. Thanks to all of you in the chat and those watching. Give a thumbs up on this live stream and subscribing. It's much appreciated. It is. Let's see. That was another big jump. Great show, Jason. Thanks, Lux. I really appreciate that. Without the Havara agreement between the Nazis and the Zionists, there would be no modern Israel. Correct. I agree there. Transfer agreement, something that really does need to be talked about. Did you hear the alert issued that the Pentagon has deployed a massive number of planes above U.S. airspace? I did see that. Let's bring that one up live. See, that's an important one we didn't get to. U.S. deploys planes in airspace. Let's see. Yes, there it is right there. 10 attack planes arrive in the Middle East. Yeah, because it's on, man. It's on. That's why these stocks are soaring. We're in a bad place right now. All right, here's the deal, guys. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. I want to thank you for coming along on this rogue RVM broadcast. They're playing a replay over on the network right now. I enjoyed it. Maybe we'll be back later today with John Fitch. I'm hoping we are. In the meantime, spread the love. Let people know about the show. I hope everybody's going to enjoy their weekend. And look, number one, I want people to not only, take the time, it's November, it's fall, going into winter, getting ready for Thanksgiving and the holiday season. Take the time to enjoy the good things, but really figure out what you're going to be doing with all this negativity and all this aggression coming at us at a rapid pace. And things could change quick. So have a plan. Have a plan, Stan, before an emergency happens, because for all we know, an emergency is just a day away. And that's not fear mongering. That's not me telling you I know something or calling for anything, yada, yada, yada. I am telling you right now, we're in some interesting times, that this thing happening in the Middle East, Ukraine, Russia, have all the signs of possible global warfare. You put the border into the mix. You put the poopy pants puppet into the mix. You put the indictments of Trump into the mix. You have election 2020. We're a year away from the election. Literally, a year away from that election. You bring that into the mix, things can change quickly. Think 2020 and how rapid that happened. It could be even quicker this time. Thumbs it up, subscribe, share. Remember, it's not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I absolutely love you guys, and we will see you on the flip side.